tout partout dans les couleurs.
Aïe, aïe.
Et moi je peux pas le fixe donc j'ai l'air un peu con.
Weren't you gonna go to sleep?
C'est à cause de IA? Comment ça? Les petits trous, les petits trous. En vrai. Oui, c'est oui, d'accord, je vois. Oui. Même t'as fait avec du blanc. Ouais, bah, c'est ça. Bah, chaque endroit où il y a du blanc, bah, il y a des trous. Bon. Mais bon. C'est pour ça qu'il faut vérifier avec un autre fond. Voilà, c'est pas très grave, mais j'imagine que si je veux faire des gros zooms sur des vidéos YouTube par exemple, ça risque d'être chiant. Parce que ça se voit en vrai. Bah là, par exemple, si vous regardez le PNG, les boutons ils sont transparents. La cravate elle est un peu transparente aussi. Il y a des trous sur les chemises. Mais comme ils sont petits, ça se voit pas trop. Mais si j'agrandis le PNG, ça se voit. Par exemple, sur. Désolé, je suis en train de slender review, mais même si les PNG sont trop bien, mais c'est juste ça. Remarquez. Comme ça, si. Pour les prochains PNG, bah, t'en fais plus. Donc, par exemple. Tac. Le vénère, il est où le vénère? Pas le droit d'être vénère? Si, le vénère. Il y a un trou dans son œil. Je sais pas s'il se voit bien. Mais il y a un trou dans son œil. L'œil à gauche, là. Il a un gros trou. Le PNG artist, c'est un autre problème. Ça, c'est mon problème à moi, le PNG artist. C'est moi qui ai mis la couleur, la chroma key en vert. Mais bah, du coup, je vais continuer, lui. Regardez. Bref, allez, on retourne au jeu.
Fuck, I started way too late.
Peut-être. On a fini. Oui, on avance. Ça pour dire. Il faut que je corrige ça à un moment. J'adore les pommes, Félix. J'avais compris.
think just crying all the time. Crying is good, crying is important. Feel your feelings. But if you cry all the time, seeking counsel or help is probably the way to go. Famara has a very specific rage imagination, okay? You're stuck resetting on trainer ID. Trainer ID is subframe perfect, right? Good luck with that one. Also, thank you for the good luck here. Oh, it's frame perfect, okay. The emulator world record for safe corruption. I'm gonna be honest, watching a video of like no safe corruption runs is fun, but I cannot imagine that running it is fun. But all the best. I hope you enjoy. Waiting minutes to hit 1 frame. So is this the Pokemon Coliseum experience? Does the run start with the waiting, or does the run then start with new game and the 2 minutes of waiting basically is the part of the run? Why am I gay all of a sudden? Oh, wait. That was idiotic. Does that even work? Did I just take an additional step? I didn't, right? We'll see. Let's hope it doesn't break. Yo, congrats, Glitchy. Nice, naughty. We both hit frame perfect stuff now. Isn't that great? It's so funny to call you glitchy because I do watch a lot of Zelda speedruns, and glitchy refers to someone else. There's a quite good Zelda speedrunner called Glitchymon who has world record in at least one category of Ocarina of Time, I think. So whenever I see or hear glitchy, I'm like, the Zelda speedrunner? But no, there's an even cooler one. No, I don't like this Zelda speedrunner. I remember I was once watching his stream and he talked about how Canada is a dictatorship. I guess step count matters. Talking to that dude apparently does something. I don't know.
Hello and GL.
Yo, Pocket Packs, thank you for the resub for 12 months, an entire year now. Thank you very much for the continuing support. All good things shall befall you. Step always matters. What the fuck, man? You guys are way too horny. It is okay to be gay, of course. It wouldn't be an issue if I were gay, but I'm just not. I'm not disturbed by being thought of as gay. I'm disturbed that it's just factually not true. God, living in Austria gives you so many stupid occurrences when it comes to that stuff. As you can probably imagine, because even with only knowing me from streaming, you know that I am not the most, how would I say, not this stereotypical alpha male dude, right? I'm the kind of guy who says thank you and you're welcome and who tries to be polite and you know all that stuff. So when I interrupted my university studies, I worked in the logistics center of the postal service in Austria. And as you can imagine, because this is manual labor, there were lots of men, very few women, very strong, and also like, very conservative, very stereotypically male, let's put it like this.
Huh?
There was one woman, and of course it's the one woman in
the
this
wrong
place
line,
that
okay.
I befriended. And after a few months of working there, she once approached me and was like, yo, Alan, are you actually gay? And I'm like, wait, why? Why would you think that? Because I'm not, no. And she was like, you know, you're always so nice, and you always say thank you and you're welcome. And so me and some of your colleagues thought that maybe you could be gay. And I was like, that's enough to make you think that I am? Like, what the hell?
It missed again!
Straight scan.
No!
Exactly, yeah.
I was impish.
Remove that from dictionary, exactly. That's why I'm a dick. Nice, 1 frame late. I have had lots of occurrences because I do. When I say appear feminine, I don't mean on the outside, but I mean how do I even put this? I understand why people may think that I'm gay. They think in stereotypes. They think in according to stereotypical media and portraying. What do gay people say? What do they sound like? What do they do? I understand the people who believe that stuff may think that. But yeah. Did my stream just... No, I didn't lose frames. But it says, welcome to the chat room of Flarian1693. Definitely feminine energy vibes, yeah. I'm sorry to hear that, Glitchy. In touch with your estrogen. I was doing my nails. When I say I'm doing my nails, I'm not talking about like a manicure or, you know, painting them. I'm talking about cutting them because they were too long. It does take me a while though. Like it took me an hour to file my
Good night,
nails.
enjoy.
I am married to a beautiful wife, yes. But she's also gay. Everyone's just gay, right? It's kind of sad how much of a thing that still is, especially for some younger people. I was a notorious nail biter for my entire life, to the point where I completely ruined my nails. Like, I would be the kind of guy who would bite his nails until they're bleeding, and then still not stop. Like, I had horrendous nails. But I don't know why or how, but like 2 or 3 years ago, I simply stopped doing them. And I'm so happy because I have such nice nails now. Like, it got to the point where I didn't want to show my hands to anyone because of how horrendous the nails looked. I was doing this my entire life, like even in elementary school, I remember my teacher telling me to stop biting my nails. It is a great feeling, yes. Definitely. Yes, it also feels good to take proper care. Did you ever have a middle parting hair? I don't know what that means. Oh, Mittelscheitel, thank you. No, I have never had that. I would basically always have my hair like this, where, yeah, here. It starts parting. When I was a teenager, I had long hair for some time. Which, by the way, contributed because of my behaviors, which contributed to some people thinking I was a girl. There was a vendor at the Tafik, like where they sell cigarettes and so on, would always refer to me as a girl because I had long hair. English teacher.
Oh, that's not the right one.
Exactly, Ben. But Flareon, are you sure? Like, everything you're telling us just sounds so gay. No, don't worry. Believe me, I gave it a lot of thought. Because the last thing that I want is turning 40 and realize, oh wait, I've lived my entire life alive. And I'm pretty sure that I can say, having a coming out, I'm a cis heterosexual man. Ay. Coming out is the band we were talking about a few days ago? No. Not because it would be bad if it were the case, but simply I did give it some thought. I talked about this. I really think that, unlike some other people, I dared going there mentally because I don't want to realize in my 40s that I'm something else that I lived my whole life, and I am cis, I am heterosexual, may appear a bit feminine sometimes, but that's about it. Wait, Sheep is female? Honestly, I have to tell you, I don't know. She's Happy's sister. So that's where I picked up that I say she, but... She hasn't said yet what preferred pronouns are.
Rumple, please.
I'm pretty sure she's queer. I'm also not sure about that. Coming out as the world record holder, and I'm just closeted. Exactly. Yeah. Gotta have my big coming out.
No.
Get a world record. The thing is, you don't have to do any of it, right? If you don't want to come out, then don't. Live life like you wanted to. Like, that's the thing that bothers me the most when it comes to stuff like queerness, transgender, and so on. I get it that there are people who don't understand this, because it is difficult to understand. My god, why does it bother you so much how people want to live their life? Without influencing you in any capacity. Ah, damn it, I failed it. Okay. You live as a sheep. Havana. The great observationist. Is that a word? Observationalist? I don't know. Yo, Q-Belt. That's a low number. I'm pretty sure somebody rolled 185 like last stream or so. We've had a lot of 3-digit numbers recently. But not a single 2-digit one, and also no winner. Finally, that's a good one. Daddy Dusty. Alright guys, now all together. First person singular. Second person singular. Nominativ maskulin, der Mann. Genitiv maskulin, des Mannes. Dativ maskulin, dem Mann. Akkusativ maskulin, den Mann. Let's break people's brains with Daddy Das, shall we? One thing you're also remembering now is one time somebody DM'd one of my friends on Insta and asked him and me, dude, I have the reading comprehension of the 5th grader on Insta and asked him and if me and him are a gay couple, okay? And your response obviously was, sure, you want to join? Sheep, I hope you're also having fun. And if not, that's fine. Then I hope that you do as well as possible. I feel comfortable. That's good. I had such a funny German teacher. He hated it when you did wen oder was. Or wen oder was. But he was also the kind of... You know that stereotype. The way too educated, way too sophisticated teacher. Who should be a philosopher and not teaching 12th graders. He had very interesting stances on some of the things we learned. Did you ever have a crush on a colleague? Yes. I met Lefion when I was 23, and believe it or not, I had crushes on work colleagues and other people before her. Kann ich's auf It was not a man. But the funny thing is, even at my job when I worked for Doctors Without Borders, with my male colleagues, I would do so many gay jokes that even there people thought that I was gay. Okay, I'm gonna be that guy now. If I say Doctors Without Borders and your reaction is, oh, the SGBQ thing. Ideally, you know it from somewhere else too, but yeah. They're a really cool organization. I worked as a fundraiser for them for 3 years. I was one of the people who on the streets would approach strangers and be like, hello, you want to talk about Doctors Without Borders? And try to convince them to become a regular donator. A job that I did ridiculously well. And I'm saying this as a brag. To the point where the president of like the Austrian section of Doctors Without Borders personally thanked me with a video. because of how much money came to the organization because of my efforts. That's not dark history. That's something, first of all, I'm extremely proud of, because I know that that money is well used in crazy places in the world. And believe it or not, the soft skills that I developed working that job were ridiculous. Like, they helped me so much in my job as a teacher. Because I was a team leader, I had to teach people how to fundraise properly. I had to make sure that the team was working well. I had to make sure that so many minor things worked out nicely. I got to talk with thousands of people, with filthy rich and filthy poor people. With all kinds of people all around Austria. I cried with people, I fought with people. Even the police got involved once because one person harassed us the entire time we were doing our jobs. Hello? What?
Oh, finally.
Wait. What am I doing here?
I just suck.
Ach, I'm an idiot. I am the wrong timer. How did it reset
I'm
to
just
must?
stupid.
That makes sense. Dude, I'm saying this, and I don't mean this as a joke. This is an extremely demanding job where you develop a huge frustration tolerance. Because as you can imagine, if you don't want to be one of those very, very annoying people, you just have to accept that out of like 100 times you ask people on the streets if they had some time, and if you can show them a few things about Doctors Without Borders, 98% of the time you're gonna hear a no. Some people will say it nicely, some people will literally start attacking you for doing so. It's a very, very demanding job. But lots of fun, and I know that lots of good can be done with the money. I agree with you. Just a few days ago, Leafeon and I had a discussion where she said probably one of the best things you could ever do at the age of 16, 17 is work for like half a year. No, it doesn't even have to be half a year. Work for like 2 months in the service industry. Work as a waiter. You develop so many important social skills and also don't get out of touch with what reality looks like. I agree with you, Sheep, yep. There are some groups and some agencies which unfortunately teach their fundraisers really, really bad stuff. And they get very invasive. I absolutely understand that. And we hated that. Because of course people would think the same about us and would give us a chance because they experienced people who were very invasive, very annoying, even harassing. Why did I say harassing? Finally finished